Adrian. That's the ones.
Oh, oh, I took yours?
No, there's two number ones and two number twos.
Oh, two.
Number one. What's going on here? So when you would have turned to page 2, you would have said, dog moment. It looks the same.
Yeah, I would have been looking all over.
A little bit of glare. So today, we'll learn a little more about the final verb type there that we'll be working with. We've gone over this one. I can't remember if we went formally into it quite as much there, but we've been mostly working with these two, and we're gonna add this one to our what we're working with there. And this is the more complicated one, so. We'll see where it goes, and then we'll see how far we can get with that during the winter while try getting all these working together kind of in there. So I guess before we get into this, are you starting to remember the differences between these ones there when you start seeing the codes there?
It's another really process for pizza.
Right.
You want to take a shot at the differences between these types? Don't worry about this one for now. We'll get into that after these guys. These are verb? These are all verb types, yeah. Animates.
The VAI is a self-contained action.
Right, so the VAI is just an action,
It's
and,
self-
right,
It's self-contained.
right.
The UTI is interaction, is it?
Right, with,
With more than one? It's like,
but with
it's put together.
yeah, so you're interacting with something that's inanimate there, so a jacket, a chair, a table, that kind of idea. Yeah, we didn't go into this one as much there. I'll probably actually, once we get into that one, more comfortable with that, I'll probably break that one down a little more easily. But the VII, a lot of the weather terms are VIIs. Like it's something that's inanimate and it's not. It's again something self-contained, kind of like you say Gisana. It's cold outside. The weather's inanimate and it's a self-contained. It's cold. It's not. Certain words like we use it. Ishinakade. It is called. It's a VII. It's a verb. It's something inanimate. So little things like that. VTAs now are the more. Probably the most. It's the most complex one because there's so many variations out of compared to these guys here. So based on these, how would you try describing a VTA?
Yay part.
Yeah. The T stands for transitive. I just usually describe it as it's an action where you're interacting with something animate, kind of thing. So,
Is there a sheet where you have all these people's names? I don't see what they're.
last week I think I wrote the
We can move them down, too.
Yeah.
It's not that.
the codes are a little tricky there. Use this one there so it helps.
Because it depends on the number.
I'll make them all command for it. Bop in, I'm telling you to laugh. Bop in. Bop a tone. If I were to say bop in, let's just laugh. Like, so bop it, he or she's laughing. Then bop, I'm laughing. If I were to say bop in, I'm telling you to laugh. Not telling you to laugh at anything specifically, just more do the action of laughing.
So Bopatone is inanimate.
Right.
See what comes with
Yeah, yeah. So to distinguish what is inanimate.
So bop a tone, that's the command form the way it's written. So if I were to say bop a tone, I'm telling you to laugh at something. How do I say it? Bop a tone, oh, what should be gonna laugh at this pencil there. It's harder to say laugh at something inanimate there. Maybe there's a book there. Isn't he gonna bop it and laugh at the book there? So now you're interacting with something there, so. And then you could conjugate it and bop it tone. I'm laughing at it. A bop it. The glottal stop at the end. That's not blowing off.
It's not food to
So bop it is a VTA, and that's the one where if I were to say just bop it, I'm telling you to laugh at him or laugh at her, kind of.
But before it was VAI without the N.
Right.
Vape
Right.
without that.
That's a glottal stop. So bop it. This one, it almost sounds like a bop it, like almost like you'd stop it a bit. Bop it, almost like an H sound at the end. Bop it. Bop it. That one's a command of just laugh at him or laugh at her.
Bop in is command and VAI.
Mhm.
Bop it is
VTA command. Bop it.
It's so different
Right.
from
You just have to look at them and realize these things. Makes a big difference.
What's the second last one again?
Bop it on. Let's laugh at it. Oh, yeah. There's a few. It's another one that. So this one's a VTI and that one's a VTA. You recognize the top one, Bob and Dunn? See it? So VTI is something inanimate, so I'm telling you to see it. And this one's a VTA, so how would you try translating that one?
See the bird.
Right, so see someone that's animate, so see him, see her, see the bird. So if I were to say wob him again, that's in command form for VTA. Wob him. Telling you to see. If it's in command form, it'd probably be better to add the gonna wob him. Look at him or look at her there.
So is a car considered inanimate or animate?
The car is considered animate.
Bird, dog, dog.
Yeah.
So,
Well, some dialects might
dog on.
without. Oh, we'll get to how to conjugate that in it.
Okay.
So right now, yeah, we're looking mostly at the. Okay, so if you're saying I'm looking at it. What do I gotta change in here to say I'm looking at it?
Dog, dog. Two or three.
Great. So Bob and Don. I look at it. No, not. I see it. I see
I
it.
didn't have to think about that. It just came to me. Just
Right.
There's some things it does, and other things like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so since you mentioned Daban, we'll start with that first there, so.
Everybody has them.
Right. So for that one, it's similar to that. So how would you try adding the I to it there? We'll start with the I part there. So Robin done. And if you were to try saying I see the car, which is something animate, it would be the first part that you have to add to. Oh, no, so it's going to be separate from this here.
Okay.
So you're just looking for the first part for I see it. Or I mean I see something animate there. Right. So that's the first part there. So that repeats here. So there's the ne, wah, boom. Now with if you're looking at someone, the pattern here is gonna becomes this here. So Nawabama, as I see him or I see her. You could put since the car is considered animate there, you'd use Nawabama. So. Again, I could go at the front too if you want there, another spot. Daba and Nawabama, I see a car or Nawabama with Daba and so I see it there. Nawabama, yeah. So again, it's just a matter of let's use some different colors here. So Wabum's the root there, that's where that's kind of stay there. So Wabum by itself is I'm telling you to see him or see her. So
See her or see that?
see him or her, but it's awkward calling a car him or her, but it's conjugated as like a him or her kind of thing there. So that. It's,
Yeah, like you said, like she's not something. Yeah.
right, so that'd be first person to third person kind of thing. So I to him or her. So that's the pattern that's going on there. So again, you could put basically anything from you could put someone's name. Say something like George. Put an animal. Anything that falls under animate, you could put someone's name, you could put an animal, car, certain foods that go under here. Wagush is a fox. Wagush Nawabama or Nawabama Wagush. Nawabama.
So if you that's singular.
Yeah.
If you're going plural, you have to pluralize the Wabam.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to get into plurals now, or do you want to?
Well, just on this instance.
Okay.
Just to have an idea, but, yeah, stick to
Okay.
the program.
Okay. So, with the main difference between the pluralization with the animate and inanimate is often the you got the an on a lot of things there, or sometimes n depending on. What's going to happen with these ones is they're often going to end with a G there, so
Oh, I see.
we'll dial on that. You want to go shuck or yeah, just yeah.
Sorry, so you're pluralizing the verb so that you can infer that there's, because you pluralize the third person?
Right. So if the third person's pluralized, then you got to pluralize the verb as well. Similar to this one here, if the verb is pluralized, then you'd add the wab and da and so similar in the wab and mag, with da ba I see the cars there. Remember how you would say I'll see you later or see you later or some translate as goodbye kind of.
It's more than waving the
Oh,
Yeah, like comma P.
there's Bama P. Do you remember the part that goes with Bama P often there? Do you remember that part? So Bama P is literally like this,
C.
the word Bama means later, and P is like referring to a time. You remember? You remember the other part that goes with it? Yeah, Gigawabamin. So again, that's the Wabam there. So Wabam, same thing in there. With that one, again, it's the first. This one's the first. Just a second. This one's a little bit trickier. So Giga is it has the definite future tense added to it. So we'll take the future tense off and just go into. So one of the things when you think that one, sometimes it's assumed, and some dialects actually add the ne, but the pattern there for that one is for I see you or I to you kind of is you use a G. So it has that for I to you sentences there is you have that G and the in at the end there. I'll make a quick comparison.
So if you turn out the question, you say, do you know about maybe, no?
You could say like Gawabamin, do I see you? You could, yeah, you could add it there. Probably.
Or is it better say, me wabam, no?
I guess it all depends on like what you're trying to ask. Like it'd be kind of a. Like you could ask it, but it'd probably be pretty specific context. Like Gawabamin, and do I see you? Do I see you? So no. So you could add it up here like Nawabama. Nawabamana. Do I see him? Do I see her? Gawabamin. Do I na? Do I see you? Do one more.
Yeah, see, you know? Oh, that's one of the, too many.
Which one's that?
EJN?
Oh, I see you when you go there.
Does that make sense? Does that work?
Gawabamin is Giant. Yeah, you could add that in there. I see you when you go. Gawabamin is Giant.
Or you run a maybe watch one, when you jump? See you when you jump?
Yeah, Guashquanian. You could, yeah, you could connect, make those kinds of connections. One more example for that one. So like this is the root of the verb, and these are like the added pieces there that are making it the first to the third kind of thing.
These are all V, T, A.
Right. So rewrite this one. Well, this is like the pattern for I to second, like the first to second person, or I to you. So gewabem ins, I see you. Gebapa ins, like I laugh at you. Gebapa I laugh at him, I laugh at her. Gebapa ins, I'm laughing at you. Gemekwainam in, as I remember you. And McQuain done, remember it. McQuainum is remember him, or remember her. So just written as these again are in command form there. So wabum, see him, see her, bape, laugh at him, laugh at her, McQueen remember him, remember her. When you put it with them, when you add the pieces there, it starts changing. So, well, cool. This one's okay, so this one's I to you, first person to second person. What we're gonna do here is second person to first, so that's you to me kind of idea there. Alright, that's what it is. So all you gotta do here for these ones is you just keep it in the command form that it's currently at, and you just add. So gewabem is you see me, gebap is you're laughing at me, gemekwainum is you remember me, gemekwainum nah, do you remember me? These ones are good ones to add, like the yeah. Gewabem nah, do you see me? Gebap nah, you're laughing at me, gemekwainum nah, you remember me? So again, it's similar to the other ones. It's kind of remembering all the little pieces there and how they kind of interact with each other. It's a little trickier with this one because when all the other ones, when you hear the "g," you assume gave me trouble because when I heard "g," I assumed that it was referring to second person. But in this one there. It's I to you there, so then here the give returns to the you. So you can see like the similarities, but the main difference between that and that is just the I ends at the end there. So if you remember the way that it's written in the command form, it's just adding pieces to it there that slowly starts sticking, I guess. Then.
So all these are command forms.
No, only if without any of these are command forms. The underlying
Oh, I
words.
see. The root.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And then when it's attached there, then it's conjugated. So these ones will probably stick. We'll work through this one first there because it's the easiest one, and you're just adding the G in front of the command form or the. Yeah, we'll come back to this. Okay. Remember Odapinan? Odapinan. What was a vegan ox? Odapin. Probably when did she? Wait, right. So pick up something there. Odapinan. Was a vegan ox Odapinan? Pick up the. So let's pick up something. If you were to take off. If you were to take that off there, then it becomes pick him or pick him up. So, Odapin. So, like if it's a kid, a Benojin, Odapin, pick up the child, or a Benojin, so Odapin, pick up the baby.
So that's Odapin is used with people?
Yeah. So Odapinan, that's when I probably win Odapinan, pick up the chair.
So this is inanimate? Or?
Yeah, these are inanimate stuff. And with that off, then it becomes pick him or pick her up. Or any of these things at the end of page 2 as well. Like they seem like stuff that would be inanimate, but they're labeled as animate. So if there was an apple, I'd have to say Mashimin Odapin, pick up the apple, rather than Mashimin Odapinan.
How would you say I pick up the apple pie?
I can't remember if it would depend on if it's animate or inanimate, but it would be, if it's animate,
long.
Mashimin Abashkamin Zagana Pkuja Nabitoji, Shkoi Ganagan Odapin. So,
Apple pie really fills your mouth.
no, I burn off calories just talking about it. So, Odapin, that's the command form. Again, if you're picking me up, it says it says no. You get Odapin, you pick me up, or you Odapin. Might even get a double O too there sometimes, but let's keep it like that. Get Odapin. Get Odapin.
It's a literal pick.
Yeah. And like the word also could sometimes, it could have like the nuance of like being like raising someone too, kind of thing, like raising a child there. But in this case, just using it as like picking someone up there. So just a extra that could be added to the word kind of thing. So Gildapin. Dakonan. Dakonan. Let me say Dakonan.
Oh,
Right. Dakonan. Dakon. 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 Yeah, it depends on dialect, whether how they pronounce the O. Like Dakon or Dakon. 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 I'm telling you to hold him or hold her.
Dakon?
Right. Okay. Get the cone, that's you're holding me, that's you hold me or you're holding me. Get the cone. Hold or take hold of. Dagen. Right, dagen. Touch it. Dagen. Dagen. Dagen becomes touch him or touch her. Dagen. That. Dagen as you touch me or just take the command form of it, again, it becomes you to me.
So this, can you say need Dobbin? Five times?
By who?
Oh, that's, okay, that's in a physical way, not in an emotional way.
Right, yeah, that's like, yeah, so dagen on, like, probably one dagen on. I'm telling you to touch the table, the chair.
In a physical way.
Yeah, so I touch it, and if I were to say dagen, I could tell you to touch somewhere. Oh, daban, dagen, touch the car. Since it's animate, I'd use dagen instead of dagen on. But since the car can't talk to you, the car can't say get dagen like you're touching me. So it'd have to be a person. Get dagen.
Unless it was Herbie.
Right. Did Herbie talk? I guess some of those smart cars are starting to talk though.
Yeah.
Lightning McQueen.
Yeah, yeah.
The love bug. So yeah, that's yeah, physically touching someone. There's the dagen, touch him, touch her. With the kid, becomes you to me. So get dagen. You touch me or you touch me. So yeah, that's what's going on there. And if you wanted to. You wanted to swap that. That's where you add the. Do you remember what you would add to these there? In, right. So in. I'll go him. So before that, Gewab as you see me. Gewab him in, as I see you. So you just gotta add a little in here. So Gebape, The bop is you laugh. You're laughing at me, or you laugh at me. The bop in. The bop in.
So I you.
Right. The bop in. I laugh, or I'm laughing at you. So get McQueen them. You remember me. Get McQueen. So get McQueen them in. McQueen them in. As I remember you. So get McQueen them in. You remember me. Get McQueen them in. I remember you. So get O'Dobbin. You pick me up. Get O'Dobbin.
So this one?
Yeah, you just added it again there.
Okay, so it's just a repeat.
Right.
Okay.
Little tongue twister sometimes. So get O'Dobbin in. Get O'Dobbin in. So get O'Dobbin. You picked me up. Get O'Dobbin in. I picked you up. Get O'Dobbin in. Get that con. Get the con. Get that one in. So get that one in as I hold you. Get that one in. So get down again. That would be the get down again in. Down again in. That one's on. So get down again. As you touch me, get down again in. As I touch you. You could keep the verbs there, and all you have to do is change it up. So again, like this now, they're all command forms again there. So bob him, see him, bop it, laugh at her, McQueen him, remember her, go dop in, pick him up, the cone, hold him, down again, touch her. All you gotta do.
So before that, with the woman, so is it still a command?
No, just like this, it's a command.
Like this is the command, but before, what was that called?
Let's call it like the conjugation there of conjugating it within depending on which person you're interacting with, or who's interacting with who. I think they call it a paradigm, a grammar paradigm. Like the
Paradigm meaning that you can use it in different ways.
right. So, what's the heck? So, yeah. Command form, also known as imperative. The form that we are working with, what the heck's the technical term with that? What's it called again? I guess that'd be the independent form, yeah. So, yeah, that's the A form or independent form, like them bop, I laugh, that's the A form. Independent form. Bop yawn is like when I laugh. That's the B form or conjunct form. This one's the imperative form. So when we were writing it the other way, that's that A or independent form there. And then it's just depending on who's interacting with who on how you conjugate it. So bring it back to third person. You remember how to make a third person there? Right, so how to translate that? Right. Use that with any of these things again. Take no wavama. I see the tree. The tree's conjugated as animate to put a person's name. So then Bape. Then Bape ah. Then Bape ah. Then Bape him. The McQueen him. The McQueen him off. That becomes I remember him or I remember her. Adopting. So again, same thing. Adopting ah. I pick him up or I pick her up. Again, all these things again you could play around with them. Like, if you want to put them gi and gi odapina, you know, it's past tense. I picked him up or I picked her up. Like if there was a child crying and I picked him up and I picked her up. Same with this, you could play with the tense still. We dakona. Now it becomes indefinite future in the we dakona. I want to hold him or I want to hold her kind of thing. We dakona. Again, playing with the tenses, you could add an ga. Well, it's more like an assertive future, a definite future, and then gadangana. I will touch him or I will touch her.
Just for clarification.
Yeah.
When you use ye, dakon ah, is that second person to the third person?
Oh, then
Gi. Dakon ah. Instead of ni dakon ah.
oh, like if you were to. You mean like?
Just backtrack a little bit.
You mean like that? Then?
Yeah.
Get that going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
So he would be the second person.
Okay. Right. So if you were to add ge, right. Yeah, that's good you're able to pick up on that because that's, you can put the ge on any of those and it becomes You,
Oh,
right,
third to third person.
right.
Patterns.
Right, so you got the, yeah, you got the padding there. So you got a whole new set of little sentences here. So you know. Now they all go second to third, so you to him or her kind of thing. So you see him, you see her, you bob ah, you laugh at him, get an queen ma, you remember her, get a dap na, you picked him up, you takona, you hold her, you dangana, you touched him.
Okay. So if you're turning it to the second person, then we go Wabam
Right, so
Okay.
that's first to second there.
That's first to second?
Yeah, so that's the tricky one.
Okay.
First to second.
That's what I'm trying to
Right.
clarify.
Yeah.
The key between the first and the second,
Right.
because it's used first and second.
Right. Yeah. I was struggling trying to explain that, but now that we've gone through it, the normal pattern is when you see a "ge" in front, it's usually a second person interacting with whichever. It's usually a second person interacting with something, but in this one case there, it's the one "ge" that throws it off a little bit here. So when you add that in, it kind of breaks the pattern a little bit there. So
Okay, so when the gi and the in are together, it's first and second.
right. So the second person's still involved in there, but they're not the main one doing the action. They're at the receiving end of it. So that's the main tricky one to remember.
Can you switch that around and say in Wabam?
Say that again there.
Or in Wabam?
No,
Can you switch that around?
no,
No?
you are not that one.
Okay.
There's a handful. This is still probably the most common way you'll see it, though there is a dialect or two that I'm familiar with that would actually put an I here instead. But the most common way is still to use the GI there. I think it's a more modern change there where they use the NI instead of the GI. And sometimes you might hear the G as a K kind of thing as well there, but right, so if you were to take that and put the Oz in there, it becomes the second to third. And if you have the Oz in there and put the N, then it's all first to third. Now if you were to do, again, if you were to just do this, now it's, well, that's how you switch that around from second to first. So now that's all.
Okay.
You see me,
Yeah.
you laugh at me, you remember me, so on. Right. So it's the first to second. That's the tricky one to keep an eye on. We'll be working on VTAs for the fall winter there, but that's the one to kind of put a little marker star on. That's the one to keep an eye on there, so you got it down, kind of thing. So.
That's I figured it out because I had it written down on here already.
Right.
Second to first.
Right.
Using the E with nothing on
Right. And if I were to take all the gives off, and then it becomes command
Command.
forms. And if you remember the command form and you just gotta remember the pieces, then you could start playing around with them a little more. Do you want to run through all of them one more time there? Of, this time I'll actually let's do that. And I won't put the arrows this time, so we'll have you guys figure out which ones are which.
Please switch things around on each word,
Yeah,
and then we'll figure it out what it is.
right. So it's Moab.
So that's first to third.
Right. Yeah. So how would you translate it there?
Um, use or no, you see there in the third.
If I right first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
Moab. Goodbye, bit. Bit.
Second, first.
Right. So how would you translate it? Second to first.
You laugh at me.
Right. Goodbye, bit. You getting acquainted now?
First to second.
Right, first to second, you.
You think.
Right. So that's the one that'll trick you a bit there. So you can acquaint them in. Give McQueen down and
Yeah, I remember.
So how would you translate that one there?
Me McQueen.
Give McQueen down, you remember it. So how would you translate give McQueen them in?
You say like I remember.
Well,
Is that what you're asking?
I'm asking you to translate this one there. I was asking, do you remember this?
I remember.
Who do you remember if it's written like that?
You remember. He. This is. Hang on a second. Trying to see the pattern.
Cool.
You added the in, so I remember.
No,
You.
right, I remember
I
you.
remember you.
Switches.
That's where the confusing is.
Right,
Well, because it's the second one, right?
Yes.
right. So, yeah, all the other ones there, the "ge" is the second person doing like the assertive action. But in this one, when you see the "ge" and the "in," that's the second person's the one that's receiving the action there. So, give McQueen them in. I remember you. So again, I think it's the VTI is McQueen done. Remember it. McQueen in is remember him. Remember his. Give McQueen done. Do you remember? Give McQueen done. Do you remember it? And then so. So yeah, the words are related. There, one's the remembering it, and the other one's remembering. You want to read. And since this is a word, or I was asking if you remember the word, I'd use the VTI because the word's something inanimate thing. Give me playing down, you know.
Well, it's a common word, remember. We
Right.
use it in
Yeah.
a lot of phrases.
Right, so get McQueen them in, I remember you. Okay, how about this one? Right. Who picks who up there? Right, right, you pick him or her up.
So it's the second to the third.
Right. Right,
I see her.
that's I see him or her.
Or, sorry, a root word I got wrong.
Right,
Hold.
right, so,
Principal role.
right,
I hold him or her.
yeah, so you understood the who was interacting with
Yeah.
who there.
Take a second to see. Or, how do you say? Touch. That's it. I touch. I touch you.
No, other way around.
Or- Oh, that's what I said there.
This one will look tricky at first because it already ends in an IN.
That's what the
So-
issue is.
right,
That's-
so- So if you were to say good dog and then it's
I forgot there was another.
right. So if I would just, it's you touch me. If I were to add that extra IN,
So it's the second to the first person.
right.
It is redundant.
Yeah. And get down again. Then as I touch you, get down again as you touch me. It's just the little extra. Let's see if you remember this.
Did I touch it?
Almost. It was just the person doing it was right. You touch it. Get down, get on. Yeah, you could.
But you touch it is more of a command, isn't it? You touch it is like
Dangenan is the command of you touch it, and I'm telling you to touch it. Dangenan. And then get dangenan is you are touching it. And dakonan. Like it doesn't always work there, like you can't, I couldn't just put like Gewabamon in there.
Yeah.
Because it becomes something else there. Because the Wabandan as I see it. So it's a little bit different. But some of the other ones are just a small vowel shift away or being some. Yeah.
You can actually put the animate word at the end of it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you could put it at the beginning or the end of it there, so.
Make a sentence.
Right. A little, if it, like these are all sentences as well, but you could make it more specific by, like sometimes in storytelling, if you already know what the object you're talking about, you won't keep repeating it there, and you could just kind of sometimes. I can't remember any animate clothing offhand. I think mitts are considered animate, but so do you remember beezicun and geezicun? Beezicun.
To put on
Put on.
and take off.
Geezicun. Now, if one of the clothing articles is considered animate, you'd have to use the AW one there. So, be's a cow. That's the command form. So I'm talking, kind of like take him off, or no, put him on. This one, ge's a cow, is take him off, take her off. Even though the art, like the actual clothing, like you're technically not calling it him or her, but it's conjugated as him or her. Kind of. So it's kind of like, yeah, I can't remember the word for gloves offhand. I'm pretty sure that's one of the ones that I held off on it because it was different than the music. So, could show a small. I didn't get into it here, but I'll give a little heads up on it now. There, that the VTAs that end with AW, there's within certain dialects it could change a little bit from the first to second person. There, so first to second. So we'll just do it the first way there. So what's the first to second person conjugation?
Or the second one. Easy. Call in.
Good. Yeah, the word itself. And we added the appropriate piece. He's a Cowan.
Owen.
He's a Cowan. He's a Cowan. And then how would you do it with the other one?
Colin.
Right. Good. Well, I'll probably be sticking to this form, but I'll show you one of the.
The other forms, but for now we're gonna stick on this one.
I'm just gonna show you there, so you could add to your notes kind of thing. So some dialects, instead of the AW with the IN, it's almost like it kind of smushes together and becomes like an own sound there. Gabizicone, Gagizicone. So if there's, you see an VTA that ends with an AW, depending on which region you are, it'll conjugate it one way or the other kind of things. So Weedo cow is help him or help her. So you could say Weedo cowin, I help him, or I help you. Or you could do it the other way too. Again, it's the same. So I help you there, kind of thing. So again, it depends on region or dialect there. I'll be sticking to the top ones just because they could. It keeps the verb within its original form, and it keeps the pattern going.
More to the east.
That's in the west. I've heard it more, but some eastern ones might do it too.
With the Visa is it more the east or the west?
I think you'll find it both in the east and the west.
So which is used more in the east and west of Visa
I'm not too sure there. Like I never heard this one till I went to the west, but I never got advanced enough in the east to notice the difference at the time there. So. But I'm gonna keep it this one just because it keeps the pattern the same there, like the GI and the IN, whereas this one changes it for the certain verbs. Because it's not quite the same there, so more something to add to your notes there. You'll come across it at times if you do self-studying and read other resources and stuff there. But, we'll probably keep it within this form there. Gabizicone. Because all you've got to do is take the pieces off and then become something else. So Guido cow. How would you translate Guido cow? Well,
Guido cow is second to the first.
right. So this one's first to second. I take that off, it becomes second to first. So you help me there. So Guido cow. 726. If there's anything specific that you want before the end there, or otherwise you got a pretty good hang of it for the first official getting into it there. Like we talked about it off and on, but already got
a good understanding of how it works. You know, it seems really, really simple, but we need that
right
to get to the root of it.
right.
This is how you can make, this is conversation, because then you can use all the things.
Right. Yeah, so yeah. It's more basic conversation, kind of thing. It's the VTAs are the start to getting more complex kind of things because you're starting to interact with people around you. Kind of thing. And again, these have all B forms too, which are quite a bit different. That's where the VTAs really get complicated, is that they have this is the, where are the, yeah, so these all have counterparts too there that, when I help you or when you help me kind of thing. That's where these guys really get. I describe it as frustrating there, because this, when you think you got the hang of this, you got their B form or conjunct form counterparts to get the hang of this.
Start small.
Yeah, so we'll keep working on it there. Like, I didn't start learning about these things till my 3rd year, so I figure
Bonus.
give an early introduction, and it gives you more time to get the hang of the more complicated stuff.
Mull over it.
Did it start?
Here.
Oh,
So big what's for coming out.
Yeah. Learning every day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Couple classes in, trying to get caught up here.
So can you speak yourself?
It's not,
Not as good as JP.
like, not even.
But you can understand. Somebody talks to you, you can understand.
Just like the way how we're learning the simple stuff right now, I could understand that. So like, I don't know.
okay. Oh,
Wonderful.